All right. How you guys doing? We're back. Did you miss us? I'm not quite sure how to gauge the volume on the music, but I know if I turn it down too much, then you can't hear things. I can hear me on my phone. That's a good thing. On my phone, right?
Positive.
That's a positive. You dig the new layout, Harmac?
A definite positive.
You dig the layout?
I like it.
You like that?
I like it.
Yeah. Changed the things up a little bit for season 2. There, I cut the music out a little bit there.
There we go. Now I can hear you.
I forgot it drowns out a little bit. Yeah.
That's Skype for you. Skype for the win.
Yeah. Which is interesting because like I have like a mock sound card that it pretends to be like a soundboard, like it's a mixer. That's a USB stick. It's not even a real mixer. I got it at the end of like when we were still doing the escape. I got it because our boards kept screwing up. And so I finally was like, well, let me try to put this to good use. And so I did. And so it kind of works as like a board a little bit, you know. So we're going live here. With people to start trickling in. Our first day back in like, what, 4 weeks, a month now?
Yeah.
Has it been since we've done this?
Yeah.
Craziness.
It's pretty close, man.
Never take time off for anything because I forget how to do this stuff. I come back and
you got to for the holidays, man.
You know, everything is in disarray right now anyway because I got a new PC that's getting built. And so I'm in here with the old PC right now. I'm in like my retro room, which a lot of people have not even seen because the last time that we did a show in here was when we did the escape. The final time or whatever that was, like when we were all in here before COVID hit. Yeah. But yeah, I've got shelves back here now, and it looks a lot different than anybody who was around back then may have seen.
It's still cool though.
Yeah, I got some people trickling in here. We got Phil. What's going on? UNC Phil, how you doing? Yorkshire Pure Evil Pudding. Happy New Year. Hey up. Good morning. In the UK, I guess. I decided to leave the lights up. I don't know. I thought it was like a festive look. And then when I did stream, we did Atari night in here. That's right. Yeah. During that final week of the year, we did Atari night in here. And Yorkshire said that between the dim lighting and the lights in the back, he was about to have a seizure. So I left him up.
Really?
Yeah.
Very nice.
I left him up just for evil. So I didn't have a heart to take him down yet. I mean, you don't even know. You could be fooled. They may be just LEDs, you know.
True.
They're straight up Christmas lights. They're straight up Christmas bulbs.
Ho, 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 and stuff.
Ho, ho, ho. Now you can hide because somebody will come in here and be like, dude, Christmas is over.
Yeah, right?
It's over, man. Anyway, this is State of the Streams 2021. I guess you can call it season 2. But we're back. A little bit of a new layout here that we're trying. So a lot of stuff is going on. I figure we kind of talk about it tonight, catch up what the audience has been up to. We'll catch up with what's been in gaming news. I don't even have anything written down because there's been so much stuff that's gone on. What we really need to talk about and address is something that's like old in the news now, but we can bring it up. It's something we probably should have talked about before break, but it was old in the news. But it was coming out as we went on break at the end of the year. That was Cyberpunk 2077. Can you believe that's like old news now? Everything that's gone on with that. That was a huge thing to talk about.
That was a broke ass game, man.
Well, if you're watching in continuity, you'd never know.
Well, I'm sure people have played it. No.
Correct.
They're probably sitting there like, yeah, this sucks. This guy. I mean, I've seen the videos and it makes WWE 2K20 look amazing.
I wanted to play.
I didn't think a game that could get released like that bad.
I wanted to play one of the videos of a person I follow on YouTube. I wanted to play it here, but with all these, and we can maybe bring this up at some point too, with all these new like policies going into 2021 for Twitch, YouTube, and everything.
Yeah,
I'm nervous to play anything to be playing. And then I guess Capcom doled out their streaming policy crap yesterday. Theirs isn't too bad. Theirs is you can stream, but there's you have to like cite a few things in your description if you're planning to monetize the video. You can't play a modified what do you call it? A modified ROM or anything like that. Like anything that's not official of theirs. Like if you're playing like a Street Fighter hack, you can't say it's a Capcom game, or else they'll file a claim against it. All kinds of crap. It's not bad. It's just not. I don't know. You don't need to come up with your own stupid rules. I mean, it's kind of the obvious. If I'm streaming a ROM hack, why would I come out and say, "Yeah, this is a Capcom game. It's amazing, and you can buy it on their"? Why would you say that? Why would anybody say that? It's just goofy shit like that they're doing.
Yeah, no, it drives me nuts. Actually, I think that they've gone a little bit too far. I mean, I understand. Like, okay, my whole thing to this was I totally get because I've seen it a lot on Twitch. Not going to name names or anything because I mean I paid no attention to it, and I think half the people in the world really haven't. They'll be streaming a game, but they'll just have the game volume really low and like background music playing, but it's usually like copyrighted music playing. That I can understand.
Yeah.
But the thing that this is where I'm getting, where the problem happens, and this goes to show you that, our wonderful government and, rich pigs at the top have not gotten into the 21st century. No, they're still stuck in like 1972. Basically, video games you can stream. Yeah, as long as they're not modded. That makes sense. If you're going to stream their game, they want people to see the real thing. I get that. Okay. Because, I mean, to any video game developer, that's just free advertising, because people, hell, half the games I've ever played, I've seen streamed, I mean, why go through buying it and then find out you hate it, And so, the way I look at it is, you can't have yourself be able to stream a game, but then if there's music involved, like if the game has copyrighted music in it, it should be under fair use because you're technically not personally playing that music. It was part of the game, So, I mean, it's like I said before this whole shit started, I'm like, this is that gray area that they're going to have to get at, because if not, they're going to destroy Twitch and YouTube's going to be gone. I mean, because no one's going to stream. No one's going to even dare try. And I'm telling you, once big corporations like YouTube and Twitter or Twitch and like even hell, Facebook gaming now, once they start complaining to the politicians, hey, you're fucking with our business, you'll see it change, but I think, they've just taken it a little bit too far though. I mean, come on. You're playing a game and now you're going to do 10 years in jail? Come on.
Mac, I've used your time of ranting to figure out that there's an issue with the ticker and I can't fix it right now. But the thing, the graphic it's scrolling on is backwards. I don't know how that would have happened, but that's a Streamlabs thing. There's a graphic that's behind the ticker down there and it's backwards, and I don't know why that happened. But I was trying to screw with it while you were going off crazy there for a second. Yeah, I agree with you though. But we'll get into all that. I gotta go back and see who's in the chat here. We got Shale 101. Allie, you want to make $150? How would I make $150? Assuming you're talking to me and not Ally Insurance. or another ally of yours, or Tarmac won't respond to my messages. Get in touch with me about that PS4 you wanted to unload. Dude, that's another thing I got to bring up, man. There's something wrong with me, dude.
What?
There's just something fucking wrong with me when it comes to parting with anything that I own. Like I have so much stuff, and I said that 2021 I was gonna start parting with some of this stuff. You know, like I have all this stuff down here. So like at the end of the year, last year, this is after we went off break. I think it was a week before Christmas, because I knew that PS5 was coming.
Okay.
So I don't ask me why I did this. I ended up getting into a deal that I found like on Walmart where I got an Xbox Series S, not the big Xbox, not the brand. It is the brand new one, but not like the trash can model Xbox, but the one down from that, right? The discless one, the one that has no disc and can do 1440p.
Right. I'm with you.
I ended up getting a good deal on it, and it was like monthly installments or something. Has Game Pass, so I went with it. It's not the official Microsoft one. It was through some other deal I got online. You pay more, but you pay it off quicker. Like I'll have it paid off in like 6 months. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't need that other Xbox One, so I'm going to turn around. I'm going to sell it. So I did a few things. I had the extra PS5 controller that I needed to sell. I put that on Facebook Marketplace. A buddy of mine texted me right away and said, I'll buy it off you. So I pulled it down and sold it to him for pretty much retail.
Okay.
The PS camera, I was going to sell that. I ended up giving it to Doug Griffith as a Christmas present because he always hooks me up with something nice for Christmas. He did this year as well.
Good.
He's been in my ear about that camera for a couple weeks now, so I'm like, I'll give him the camera. Sure, whatever. I put the other Xbox One that I have on Facebook Marketplace as well, and the 13 games that I have with it, 3 or 4 of them which are sealed. Put them all up on Facebook Marketplace. I said, let's get rid of this shit. Let's do this right. So I put it up for $250 because, like, you know, I barely touched the thing. The only thing I did not put with it was the controller because it has drifting issues, and I'm not gonna be shady and sell someone a broken controller. So I made it
Joy Drift.
Yeah, it's a controller, and and actually it's coming to light this week. We can talk about that later, but Microsoft may be going to court over these old Xbox One controllers that are all having drifting issues now. Mm-hmm. So I didn't include the controller. I just included the console, the hookups, and the 13 games, and I put it on there for $250. These things are going for like $199 new. I figured the 13 games I'm putting in there with it will make up for the $50 controller. So
all right, yeah.
I get a couple hits. One guy's like, I'll give you 200 right now. I go, nope. I said I wanted 250. The other guy offered me money for the box, which I thought the whole thing was sounding weird, so I got out of that one because he wanted to offer me like 150 for all of it, and I said no. And he said, well, I'll give you 30 for the box, and I'm like, no. Because also this thing was complete in box. I had the box with it too.
Oh, nice.
I was selling the box, everything. Like this was a complete set. So I had a person, it was a woman, she messaged me and she's like, yeah, I'll give you $250 for it. And I'm like, you know, I'm getting ready to respond to her, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to do this. Let's get rid of it. And then like all these things started going through my head where I'm like, I could use a 4K Blu-ray player upstairs. I kind of like this thing. I don't really want to get rid of it. You know, so I ended up not selling.
Oh man.
A couple of the games were gifts. Like they're on my shelf back here. Like I'm like, I didn't sell it. So it's sitting over here doing nothing. Just like the original model PS4 that I got on launch day. That Shale 101 wants. It's sitting over here doing nothing. But there's part of me in my head that's like, oh, you could use that someday.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't part with stuff sometimes. It's very hard for me. And it's some weird complex that I have, and I don't know why. I hope somebody out there sympathizes with me because like I have 3 PlayStation 3s. Why do I need 3 PlayStation? Please,
Yeah,
4 counting the one you gave me to fix, by the way.
Yeah, I mean it's more or less just like a kind of a almost like a hoarder's type deal, but not like insane.
I don't
It's
hoard
just-
things. Like I know I like if I hoarded things, I'd have all kinds of other junk around here. I just hoard video games.
Right.
That's what I hoard. I guess. I don't know. Like I've got like 2 Wiis. Like why do I have 2 Wiis?
Yeah.
I have 2 Wii U's. Like why have I had this big idea to buy this other Wii U. I'm like I'm gonna put it in an arcade, and I never did it. So it's just sitting out here.
Oh man.
No sympathizing here, just anger and hatred. Damn. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, Zed.
Sorry about that, Zed.
I'm still thinking about it, Zed. I didn't say I was out on it. It's just there's, I really like that PS4, and I have like a nostalgia for it. I guess I remember waiting in line for it that night. I remember the first night I had it. It's got PT on it. I should sell 150 would, by the way, would not fly if that's what you're asking for it. That thing's got PT on it. That now sells at a premium.
Yeah, it does. It's weird, yeah, but it definitely does. There's no joke.
When a PS4 has PT on the hard drive, it basically doubles the value of the console. So I could probably get like $300 for that right now. Just saying. Look it up on eBay. I'm telling you.
It's nuts. Anything that's got PT on it right now is going
Because they're totally blacklisting that game until there's a way to emulate it where it works. That value up there is going to stay. I really should probably sell it because I could literally get $150 for a fucking demo that I paid nothing for in the first place, and I have on my PS4 Pro.
That's really cool though, and I remember you thought you lost it at one point.
I did. I drunkenly deleted it.
How the hell did you get it back?
Through a lot of sorcery and Frosty.
Oh, and Frosty.
So yeah, I was drunk one night and somebody was trying to play it, and the only way to clear the save data is you have to go in and delete it from application save data. I accidentally went into applications and deleted it there, which deleted the game and the save data, and then it was off. It was delisted, so I couldn't download it again. So I was screwed. So what I had to do was Frosty had it on his hard drive, and he had just upgraded his PlayStation hard drive to I think like a terabyte, and he's like, "Well, here I got the old one. I just copied the image over." He's like, "So just do the same with your PlayStation. Just copy it." I'm like, "Are you sure this is not encrypted?" So the trickery was I had to log in on his PS4, the old drive, as myself. So my account was on there.
Yeah.
Then I took the hard drive and then I copied it to my hard drive that I have here. I re-imaged fresh, copied it from Frosty's. And then it copied my profile, his games, my games. And because I had the license rights to it, it worked. So then I just turned around, I deleted his profile, all his saves, and you'd swear it was my PS4.
Wow.
Dude, it was a lot of trickery just to get this game back because that's how much I loved it. And then I ended up making like 2 copies. When I got the Pro model, I ended up making 2 copies. So,
damn. Yeah, that game's pretty hard to find nowadays. I mean,
you can't get it anywhere. I mean, you can download
no,
it.
I'm saying a lot of people freaking gotten rid of them just not thinking, or their hard drive crashes or something.
Yeah.
So I mean it's dwindling.
What is PT? PT was supposed to be Silent Hills. It was that project that was it Guillermo del Toro, Kojima was directing it, and then I think who's the guy from Walking Dead was in it?
Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus was in it.
Yep.
And the whole time, like how it started was they did a winter time show that was showing like what PS4 games were coming out, and the guy on stage was like, "Oh, there's a demo called PT, check it out," and he didn't really say anything about it, but some sites started picking up on it that it was a first-person game that no one knew anything about or what it was. So like word got around, and I remember I read about it on Twitter, and I downloaded it, and I played it, and I'm like, what the hell kind of game is this? You're walking around in a house, and then you go through the back door, and then you loop through the front door. And I remember saying to myself, I'm like, man, this is some weird Kojima shit that they're doing. Like, I remember I specifically said Kojima. I'm like, this is some weird Kojima shit that's going on. Because, like, the game would change. Every time you did a loop, something in the room would change. You had to figure out what it was, and then the game let you pass to the next loop. And then it ends up telling a story. So, like, everybody on Reddit in this one thread was working together about how to clear each loop on what to do. So I'm reading these Reddit threads, and I'm playing at the same time. And I remember when the ghost got me the first time, I jumped out of my chair, because I was downstairs by myself playing this game. I remember jumped out of my chair, and I had, like, goosebumps. I was flipping out. I'm like, holy shit, what is this game?
Nice.
So Dub 2 from he's been on the Escape plenty of times. Everybody knows Dub 2. Came over that night, and I was like, dude, you got to see this fucked up game. So I remember we live streamed it, and my wife came in the room, and my wife's friend was in the room. I think you tuned in briefly for this.
Yeah. Oh no, I did. I watched it. It was
and I remember Luke from Digital Psychosis tuned in. And he's like, fuck this noise, I'm out of here. Like, the ghost attacked us again. He's like, fuck this, I'm out of here. So we ended up reading a bunch of Reddit threads, and we ended up beating the game. And at the very end, the camera pans around, it shows Norman Reedus. And I'm like, what is Norman Reedus doing in this game? And then it plays the Silent Hill tune, and then it's the Silent Hills. And I'm like, this makes total sense. This is a fucking Silent Hill game.
Yeah.
So...
that's
why that game was so cool. It took Reddit, me, Dub2, and a bunch of people to figure out what this game was. And then when we found out, I'm like, I remember Dub2 was like, holy shit. He's like, I'm buying a PS4 now. I remember that sold him on a PS4 was that demo.
People were so pissed when Capcom was like, yeah, we're not doing it.
Konami.
I'm sorry, Konami. Konami's been dropping the ball lately.
They canceled it.
Making games anymore. They're not even making games anymore, from what I've been told.
They make pachinko machines, and they do make some games. They released one game last year.
Did they?
Oh. Skull Attack or something like that. It's on the PSN store.
Oh, I have no idea.
It's a platformer. There's nothing really to be said about it. But
that's cool.
So
though.
that makes my PS5 worth, or my PS4 rather, worth double the value. So sure, Zed, I'll sell it to you for a crisp $400.
There you go.
Oh man. So what's up with you, Harmac? What have you been doing in your time off? You elected to take nearly a month off. State of the stream.
I only took 2. No, I didn't take a month.
It seems like a month. So what's been going on over there?
It was 2 weeks. Well, both weekends I wasn't in town, so that's why I freaking first weekend I was at my parents' house, then I was with you at your house, and then the last weekend I was over at my sister's house. So I mean, it was just that's the holidays for you. So that's why I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take 2 weeks off, do this, start the stream back up on Tuesday, after New Year's, just to give myself a little bit of a break and just to unwind a bit. Cause I figured, all the traveling and shit, the last thing I want to do was stream, it's just, cause I mean, seriously, with all the traveling I did this past 2 weeks, it's just drained the hell out of you, I mean, so that's one of the reasons why I did it. So I came back bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and pissed off the first night because nothing was working. So.
I'm pissed. I'm still pissed off at you for your first night. You want to know why?
Why?
Because you debuted a new voice bot.
Oh, that
for
was 2021. Just because I had no choice.
And it was a great voice bot. It gave everyone a midget voice.
I hated it.
I wish I knew that site still, because I'd put that on right now.
I hate it, and I hate it, and I'll tell you why. On my end, I can't understand what you guys are saying. I mean, because
I could
you
understand
guys are
everybody clearly. I don't know what you're talking about.
I I can't. I got the game going on in my freaking ears, and then I'm trying to concentrate on that, and I couldn't do it. So I was like, you know what? The only reason that I did that is because I was using Microsoft Edge, there, or what used to be what Microsoft
Oh, it was Internet Explorer. I mean, that,
Internet Explorer. Yeah, now it's Microsoft Edge, yeah. Uh, Basically, I had to use that because for some reason, um, the speech chat now, you have to go through Google Drive, I believe it is, to
Google
access it.
Chrome.
No, Google Drive.
You have to go through
To,
Google Drive to access the voice bot?
yep, they must have teamed up with them or something.
What the hell?
So, but for some reason, when I was trying to access it through, or I'm sorry, when I was trying to access it through Chrome, it wasn't letting me. Which is, or I'm sorry, through
Edge.
uh,
Edge, we were
Edge,
talking
it
about. Yeah.
wasn't letting me. It wouldn't let me log in. It just turns out I didn't have enough time to research because I didn't realize that this was going to happen. Uh, I freaking had to load up Chrome to do it because that's owned by Google, and right off bat, boom, right in. But it doesn't give you any voice options for shit. So I was quickly going through voice options, and I found one that was somewhat similar to the voice that we had before. I'm like, okay, we'll try this. And of course, then when everyone started talking, it started giving different voices to everybody. And I'm like, well, this is stupid because I can't. It was so annoying. I was so mad. And then, of course, I was having camera issues. And then, oh my God.
I'm going to bring that voice back. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a thing where people donate, like via Streamlabs or something, and they put a message with that. I'm going to make it so that that voice comes on and plays. I'm not going to let that voice die. I'm not going to let you kill that midget voice because
No,
I
go
thought that
ahead,
was
use
great.
it. You know,
I
go
need to
ahead,
give
but
him a
then,
name. I hate calling it midget, but I need to give it a name. So
but you have to admit the one that I found now, like I said, once I finally got the one on Edge working, they give you more, which is weird. You would think it'd be the other way around. You'd think Chrome would give you just a shit ton of voices. No, uh, Chrome doesn't give you much at all. You only have like English voice. I think you have like 5 you can choose from, maybe 6. You go into excuse me. You go into Edge. I think you have like 10, 15 voices you can choose from, and the one that I chose it because it sounds a lot like not exactly, but it does sound a lot like the PlayStation's one almost, It's a little bit more realistic sounding, but I figured, you know what? It's not bad because I ran through it and it reads everything correctly too, so so yeah, it's still a check, and trust me, when when Hal was out there last night talking about how he was getting pissed off because his PC kept restarting, and he's like, "Man, my anger isn't coming through over this fucking thing." And the lady that's talking in my ear, she sounds like she's yelling at me. Like, I'm like, "No, trust me, it's coming through. I get it." So yeah, um, but yeah,
man,
I seriously, that whole midget voice thing was just on a fluke because I couldn't log in.
we need a name for the midget voice, by the way. So if anybody's out there, chat's kind of quiet right now, but if anybody's out there, give me a name for the midget voice. I'm going to bring it back in some capacity.
We should call him SOTS.
SOTS?
SOTS.
Okay. The SOTS voice? You got it.
SOTS midget. SOTS,
SOTS
the midget.
midget. Okay. Yeah, so I Mini Mac.
Mini Mac.
Mini Mac. I like that. Evil. So yeah, I over the break for me, I got my last computer part. I've been waiting on this processor. COVID has driven up. I don't know if you've looked at the price of like video cards lately
Oh, they're
or
ridiculous.
processors. It's nuts, and you can barely get any decent video cards right now. They're all sold out everywhere. There's a shortage. My brother went to Micro Center looking for parts, and he said there was a line in the back when he arrived, and he's like, I don't know what this is for. He's like, but just in case, I'm gonna get in this line. And it was for the RTX 3080, I think, or so, whatever the latest model is that came out.
Right.
They had 2. Like, people have been waiting to buy this video card from Micro Center, and they got like 2 of them. So he's like, yeah, it was for this $1,500 video card. He's like, I wasn't even gonna buy it anyway. Once I figured out what it was, I left the line. He's like, but just in case. Was it? I don't know if it was a 3080 or 2080. I can't remember what the latest model. Maybe Shale knows.
Latest model is the 3080, and the reason
it's the 3080 then.
Yeah, a lot of them. The reason a lot of them aren't in stock is because the scalpers have them all. So.
Yeah, well, they had 2 that were in this store, and there's a whole line of people that are trying to get this thing, I guess. So, it's like $1,500 video card right now. So at least, so yeah, I got my last part. I'm waiting on the video card. I have like a cheap one I'm gonna throw in there for now, but I built the computer. I've had nonstop issues out the gate with this thing. And like, I think I finally figured out today what the issue, well, there was issues before this too, but like I would get everything plugged in. Like I haven't built a computer, mind you, since like 98, 99. That was the last time I built a PC, was Pentium 2. So
wow,
it has been a long time since I've built a machine. Like any other machine I've bought.
Like just out of high school days.
Yeah, I've always bought them. The last time I built a gaming rig was 98 because I wanted to play. I think it was, what was it, like The Sims was out around that time, and like
Sims was, you had EverQuest,
Ultima Online, EverQuest, like all these games I was wanting to play, and
EverQuest didn't come out till 99.
And consoles at the time didn't have online access, so like this was a way for me to play with people from work. So I ended up buying and building this gaming rig. So it's been a long time since I've built one. So I watched a couple YouTube videos as a refresher. Things have gotten way easier. My only one concern was dropping the processor in, because it's really simple to do. But when you got to apply the thermal paste on there, and you're like wigging out like how much you've put on there, like I'm like, oh man,
just a drop is all you need.
Well, I scraped off I was told to scrape off the thermal paste that comes with the Wraith. I bought the processor was the last part that I needed to buy. Sorry, I probably should have backed that up. Dude, you got like some 80s effect? Dude, this is hilarious. No. You look at the screen here in a minute. I don't know what happened with the camera.
Oh wow.
Is that on your end too?
Yeah. Holy crap.
You remember those 80s pictures where like you're taking a picture and smiling and they ghost the image on the one side of you?
Yeah, I wonder what the hell that is. Let me see it. That's
that is too funny. That's what that reminded me of just now.
That's freaking insane. Hold on a second. Let me Wow, does it like move with me and shit?
No, it's just like it's your head like morphed into that one corner.
That's really weird. Let me see here. I can figure out why it's doing that, because that's obviously.
Well, you work on that. I'll explain the rest of my issue here.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I dropped the processor in. I got everything going. I mean, everything seemed 100% right. I go to turn the damn thing on, won't boot. The system fan doesn't come on. I could hear it, like I could hear power going. I don't know if you can gauge what I'm trying to say here, but like, you know, when you turn something on, you can kind of hear it come on.
Yeah.
And I could feel heat coming from the processor, but the fans weren't coming on. There was nothing coming on. Well, it turned out I had a bad power supply. So right. I found another power supply laying around. I switched over to that. I got everything working. Everything boot. I was like, oh my God, I got this thing working. We're great. I have to back up a bit. I had to take the processor out a second time before I got the power supply changed, because I put the Wraith cooler in backwards. So I was blocking a RAM slot, so I couldn't properly, because they were like, put your RAM in slot A2 and B2, and I was blocking one of the slots because of the way it was positioned. So anyway, so I got the power supply in, thing booted. I'm like, great. So I go to install Windows, You know how it goes to that one phase of Windows where it's copying data from the flash drive?
Yeah.
It gets to 70% every single time and then reboot. I'm like, okay, this is a bad omen.
Yeah.
So I do it again. I do it again. It's still rebooting. I take the RAM out. I swap slots. Take the video card out. Put another video card in. I'm like messing around with all this stuff. Windows finally gets installed, but then when Windows comes on, it's still rebooting randomly. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So I look in the event logs, and it just says event 41 power failure. I'm like, well, no shit, it's a power failure. It's rebooting. So I had to, again, and keep in mind, I've already put in like 15 hours of forum digging.
Yeah.
For the other issues I had, you know, with the power supply finally being the culprit.
Right. Yeah.
So I see this one where it's like, okay, well, you need to reset the CMOS. So I pull the battery out. I hold down the power for like, 10 seconds so that it drains whatever's in there with the power off. Put the battery back in there. I see the BIOS flash a couple times. Get into Windows. Nothing. Still rebooting.
Wow.
I upgrade the BIOS to the latest version. I'm like, okay, this has got to be it this time. Get in there. I make it 15 minutes. Then it reboots. It rebooted when I was downloading Office or something. I'm like, what the... And I was in Chrome too. I don't know what difference that made, but it was anytime I was in Chrome. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So I went on to... I was digging deeper in forums, and they're like, it's probably another bad power supply. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me with this power supply garbage. So I pull up my phone, I go to Best Buy, I order, they had a 700 watt power supply on sale for $39. It was a good deal. It was normally like $84. So I bought it. It's still sitting there right now. I bought it and I was going to go pick it up. Before I was ready to leave, I'm like, let me do one last thing. I went and I got another power cord from the computer to the wall outlet. And I swapped them. Thing hasn't rebooted since.
That is impressive.
Ain't that the fuckest thing you've ever heard? Like, oh, look at that. What did you do there?
I'm trying to see if I can reset it. But
have you ever heard of a power cable?
It seems to be a Skype issue because it has to be a Twitch issue or a Skype issue because
I would just leave it. I would leave it right there. It's really funny.
I know, but I'm just looking at the settings and stuff, and I look fine in that. But for some reason on the stream, it ain't coming out that way.
I would just leave it because that is extremely funny. It's like one of those '80s photos. You know what I'm talking about. Like your mom, your parents. Your parents probably had pictures of that where you're like in a photo. You went to like a photo studio, and they had you do a photo where you put your hand on your knuckles like this, your head on your knuckles, and then they take the picture. And then in the corner they have that shadow. That invisible, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm checking all my settings here. My camera's running fine. It's got to be something through the stream that's screwing it up.
I would leave it. I think it's hilarious. I think that is
interesting. I think it's funny.
I think it's funny. I would just leave it.
Oh yeah, fuck it. Yeah. Hello, we're doing it live, man.
That's right, man. That's how we do things. So anyway, that was my 2 weeks. That was my entire 2. Oh, and I got a PS5.
Yeah,
you got to take advantage of that.
Side note.
Yeah, side note. I got the PS5. That thing I was hyping for like 3 weeks or whatever, maybe a month. Yeah, I got the PS5.
PC troubles, PC figuring out backwards, forwards, can't do it, getting mad, angry. Oh yeah, and I got a.
Oh yeah, I got the PS5.
But anyway,
that actually
the PC
worked.
Was
that actually worked 100%. In fact, that was one of the only things during that time that worked, was that PS5. Everyone else is having these strange glitches with their PlayStation. Not me.
Fixed. Damn it.
Yep, it did fix.
Yeah, it's definitely something on their end. Way to go, Twitch. Yay.
Yeah, you got to actually take advantage of that a little bit. You were here when I got the PS5. That was Christmas Day.
Hell yeah. I was there helping you set it up. It was pretty cool.
We played some Astrobot.
We did. Played some Sackboy.
Played some Sackboy. Astrobot turned out to be very fun. Like that game blew me away with how fun that was.
I really like, my whole thing was playing that game was the whole nod to the nostalgic part of it. I really liked that. That was really cool.
You've got a lot of surprises coming. Like whenever you do get your PS5 and you download that demo,
Yeah,
there's a lot of surprises coming your way. A lot of stuff you missed.
really, is there?
The best, I will, yeah,
Platinumed it?
I did platinum it, but I had to get some help, and this is what I love. First of all, the controller on the PS5 it's my new favorite controller of all time. And that's saying something, because my last favorite controller of all time was the Super Nintendo.
Okay, I thought you were going to say the Duke. I was going to bitch slap you.
Oh no, I am not a real big the new Xbox controller is nice, but no, I've not cared for many Xbox controllers at all. But this controller, the PS5 controller, is just the right perfect size. The buttons are so comfortable. The D-pad is even better if that's possible. My one complaint is it's hard to tell where the PS button is now.
Oh, it's not. I'm trying to remember. Is it? It's not in the same spot as it was on the older controller, is it?
No, it is in the same spot, but they've added a button down there. They put a mute button because now you can use the controller to do party chats. The controller has a built-in mic and it has noise canceling. So, like, you can talk into the controller and people would not even know if you were wearing a headset or not.
Yeah.
I did
the only problem is you can't hear it through your stereo speakers.
There's a way around that. I found out, little hack. You can do it. Yeah, you have to hook up a PS4 controller to the PS5 and then get in a party chat, turn off the PS5 controller. Then there's no speaker that can do party chat in that controller. At least it's not programmed that way. Yeah. And then it auto throws it through the speaker of your TV. They changed that. They changed that. Despite if you even have the PS4 camera and the adapter hooked up, they changed it to where they route everything through that controller. The party chat audio goes through there, and the microphone goes through there. But
that's what they need to. They need to definitely fix that so people can have priority. If they don't want it coming through their controller, they want to hear it through the stereo. They should be able to.
I think it's a glitch right now because there's actually a setting that says where do you want to output the audio, and I put HDMI, which would take it, and it still
in the controller.
Puts in the controller. Like there's no option for controller either. It's just HDMI. So there's some other setting that's like overriding it.
Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of people. I think we were looking online. A lot of people are saying it's a current glitch. Yeah, they're saying it's a glitch anyway.
But I've streamed last week from the PS5 a couple times. I used my headset once, and then I used the controller one night as the microphone, and it was beautiful. Like you could never tell. People would think I was talking to my headset. You couldn't tell I was using the controller. But it's just nice to have the party chat there, like because if you're in a room by yourself, you know, and you have the party chat audio in the controller could be a little louder, I guess. But yeah, that's awesome. Yeah,
it's a little speaker; it can only get so loud.
But it's awesome that they did that. My complaint is that they changed the PS button around, so instead of it being a button like it is on the PS4 controller, like a round actual button that you push.
Yeah.
This time it's just a logo, and it's just like sticking out. It's like a little plastic, like it's almost like you're reading Braille.
Oh, so it's a oh god, what the hell do they call that?
It's a button. It's just like it's not like an actual.
Yeah, it's a
contextual button.
Huh?
It's not like a contextual button like the other ones are. It's just like a little button that's just there.
Yeah, no, it's not even a button. It doesn't even click, I'll bet.
No, it clicks. It clicks down.
Oh, it does click.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was more like those pressure-sensitive buttons. You know.
No, it clicks down. But there's a mute button that's right underneath of it. So, like, oftentimes I'll go up to hit it, and I'm not looking. And I'll go to hit the PS button, and I'll hit the mute button instead. And I'm like, oh, damn it. And I have to look down and go, oh, it's up here.
Yeah. You know what, though? That's just going to be muscle memory. Eventually, it'll remember.
Yeah. And then they changed the way that the PS menu works. If you are getting a PS5 and you haven't got it yet, just be aware, before when you went to turn the PS4 off or PS3, you would hold down the PS button, and then you would get do you want to put it in sleep? Do you want to put the power off? What do you want to do? This time when you do it, if you tap the button, it brings up the quick menu.
Yep.
So basically, you can access your friends list, your messages. You can do streaming options. You can close apps, all this stuff without getting out of the game. So you don't have to minimize the game. The game will always stay up. It may pause the game in some cases, but like before on the PS4, when you hit the PS button, the game minimized, and then you did whatever on the dashboard. This one, the game is on and working while you're fiddling in these menus.
That's awesome.
So you have that. But if you hold it down now, instead of like, say you want to turn the console off without exiting the game, if you hold it down, it will now take you back to the dashboard instead. So
that's pretty nice.
And then you have to go down and access the power, menu that way. So it's a little bit different.
It'll just take some. It's like it's like the PS3 dashboard.
Yeah.
First we were like, what the hell? And then you got the PS4 and we were like, it's somewhat the same, but a little different.
Yeah.
One of those things. Eventually it'll just be like second nature, but it's new. I like what they've done. In a sense, they've kind of streamlined it, which is kind of nice.
The speed is once you experience how quickly things load, you'll never want to go back. I was dying. I was dying in Ghost of Tsushima the other night on the stream, and it didn't even seem like it loaded. Like I just literally went back to the character, and I'm like, "Wow, what the hell happened here?"
Yeah, Al was like, "Oh man, you see how fast that loaded?" I'm like, "How fast what loaded?"
Yeah, no one knew what happened. They're like, "Did you die?" I'm like, "Yeah."
It really reminded me of just like a screen transition. I mean, like remember like you'd watch TV and when it would go to commercial, you'd have that maybe 2 seconds of black space, and then you have a commercial. That's basically what it was. So it really looked like you went from a cutscene to another cutscene.
It was so refreshing. It's so refreshing not to experience loading anymore. Like for almost, it seems like 2 decades now, or maybe longer than 2 decades. Like you've had loading time. And I remember like when the PlayStation 1 came out, I'm like, man, this sucks. I hate this loading time. Then PS2, you're like, all right, I'm used to it now. It's a little better. Yeah. And then PS3, you had to sit through these long ass installs. You're like, oh, it's just getting worse. Yeah. And PS4, you had loading. This time it's gone.
PS4 pisses me off the most because when you download a patch for the game, then it has to go and rescan the whole damn game. And it's like, oh.
I think they fixed that now because I've been. It seems like the games have installed they did, so much quicker.
Yeah, and I think it was like the 2 updates ago they finally fixed it. But man, before then, if there was an update for your game and you went to go and play it, and it's like, oh no, there's an update. You update it, and you're like, okay, oh, it's only a like a let's say just like a 300 megabyte fix. Oh, okay, cool. Then it starts to scan the entire game, and it might be like a 5-6 gig game.
Oh, I hated that. Yes.
Oh my god, and it's like, why?
It did that on the updates too. The updates that came in, like I think when we played Rocket League the one night when we were off, and there was an update that I forgot to get, and it downloaded a 6 gig something. Oh, we got a bot. Anyway, we downloaded. I downloaded like a 6 gig update, and it had to copy the whole thing. Thank you, Del Griffith. I didn't know Del Griffith was even here.
He's been ghosting.
He's been ghosting. He was ghost of Del Griffithing.
Del was ghost of Del Griffithing. Yeah.
Here I was getting ready I didn't know if anybody was chatting. I just I was gonna hop in there and take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, once you go PS5, you don't want to go back. Now, like I said earlier, I did buy that Xbox Series S console, and while I don't have anything, I haven't played it enough to make really any major judgment calls on it. I did go to do something with LOV Eric. We were going to stream Gears on Wednesday.
Yeah.
The Xbox consoles do not have any, despite the fact they have a share button on the new controllers. They do not. Apparently, they got rid of this whenever Mixer closed, and I didn't know this, but they don't have any native streaming built into the console.
What? Why?
I don't know. You can capture clips now, and you can do other stuff, but when you hit share, you literally just get capture screen, capture clip. So I Google it, and apparently it it says you have to use the Twitch app on the console. I go, okay, so I download the Twitch app. I go log in. I go in there. You have to use like, they don't have their own camera like PlayStation does. So you have to use, like, I use this stream camera here on it.
Yeah.
It doesn't detect it right away. I had to unplug it a couple times, and then the Twitch app detected it. Okay. So I configured the other options. For whatever reason, it muted party chat the first time, and I didn't tell it to. I go to start the stream. It loads up the stream. It can hear me fine. The game is on. It cannot hear LOV Eric for whatever reason. So we're Googling this live. I know, like, Yorkshire was there, and a couple other people were trying to give some pointers. Thank you for that, guys. And I'm sorry I couldn't interact with you more. But then, like, I guess there was some sort of agreement that all people had to agree to for their voice to be shared. So we're combing through all these menus. LV Eric and I both have this setting checked. I go in, I unmute the party chat, or I unmute the party chat that Twitch muted, come back out of it, and it still would not bring his voice into the party. The console was laggy while the streaming was going on. Like, the menus were lagging, so it was kind of annoying. And then on top of that, like, when I went back into the game, it put on, like, this generic Xbox screen, like, when you're in a menu, it doesn't want to show it. You know how PlayStation does? It shows just the controller moving around or whatever. Well, it wouldn't come out of that screen. I'm back in the game now, and the thing doesn't want to come out of it. So I restart the stream, and then it's a black screen. I'm like, wow. Dude, this is a train wreck. Like, so how do people stream when you have no capture card and you want to play Xbox? How does that even work?
You don't.
Apparently you don't. Apparently when you main Xbox and you have no other console, you just don't stream.
No, I don't think you do. I mean, I can't think of any other thing that you could do.
No, I mean, it won't. I know what I'm doing. I'm getting that computer up and running by next week, so I can start streaming regularly again, like how we've been doing it.
Yeah. Al's got a nice new capture card. He's ready to go with that.
Yes, thank you for the gift, Harmac. Harmac got me the gift of an Elgato capture card.
Yep, and he gave me the gift of a brand new C920 Logitech. Thank you, sir.
That's a good camera.
Hell yeah, it is.
It's a terrific camera.
Compared to the other one? Yes. By far.
You're coming in at 1080 right now, I think, right?
No, it's only set at 720.
You could bump it to 1080, I think, if you wanted to.
Yeah, but if you're streaming at 720, your computer's got to work harder to downgrade it. So just leave it at 720. Because that's all I could stream at with this PC anyway. I can't do 1080.
Oh, I'm aiming for 1080, bro.
Oh, no, shit, you'll have no problem.
I'm aiming for 1080 60 if I can do it.
Yeah, you'll have no problem doing that. That I don't have a doubt. As long as you have your video card set to NVENC, you'll have no problem. But
you know what'll happen is I'll go to stream that first night, and then I'll be like, I'm ready to go. Let's do this. Turn everything on. The thing is gonna reboot. That's gonna happen, right? I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? It's coming. It's going to happen. Just watch. I'm telling you right now.
You're gonna pull a Harmac. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna be all pissed.
It's gonna happen, dude.
If anybody saw my stream on Tuesday, man, I was pissed. I was so mad because
you were a pissy patty that night. You really were.
I was ticked off, man. Okay, first off, all right. I had everything hooked up. All right, I had the camera hooked up, had it all set up, everything was running fine, and good to go, right? Because the only thing I changed was the camera, so I made sure that it was working and everything and positioned right and all that shit. Got that done, went back, had dinner, came time to freaking play and to stream and go, and I load up Microsoft Edge, and I can't log into my speech chat, and I know I have Google Drive, and I kept trying to do it, and it kept saying that you can't we can't do that because your phone can't be reached or some shit. And I'm like, what the fuck?
What does that do with your phone?
Because I have two
form. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So it couldn't reach my phone because of some sort of weird way that this thing was directing me. So I'm like, okay. So it's like getting crunch time. I'm like, all right, fuck it, fine. So I went and I found, I just decided to use Chromecast, or I'm sorry, Microsoft, Google Chrome.
Yeah.
And the thing is that it doesn't give you half the voices. Like, it didn't have the voice that I originally had, so I had to pick one. I wasn't pleased with it, but it was better than nothing. So I go to start the stream. Camera won't work. I'm like, are you fucking kidding
Yeah, I
me?
remember that. I was there for that night, actually.
I'm like, yeah, I was like the camera won't work. I'm like, I can't get it. It won't light up. Nothing. So I unplug it. I plug it back in. Finally lights up. I'm like, yay. So then, I have a switcher here. So when I start to stream, before I start to stream, I'll switch over, and it'll throw all of like my OBS and everything over to this screen that I'm looking at right now, and it'll have the main game just right there through my capture card to just bypass and go right to my screen. Yay. No lag, no nothing. That's awesome. I go and I flip it over. OBS goes over there. This screen is just blinking. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So now, because OBS is a bitch, I had to unplug the Elgato, plug it back in, because sometimes that does happen. But now you got to restart OBS because it will not recognize that you've replugged this thing back in. So you restart. By the time I got everything going, it was now 9:15 my time, 10:15 your guys' time. So now I'm pissed off because just the shit that's happening is so stupid.
Like 15 minutes after you're supposed to start anyway.
Yeah. And it was like, and it was just over stupid shit. It wasn't, and it was the thing that was pissing me off is I was already prepared. I literally did this earlier in the day so I wouldn't have this problem.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything was just like, yeah, we're gonna just fuck with you. So
people were making comments too. They were like, "Man, for being 2 weeks off, he sure is a pissy patty coming back here."
Yeah, because you had everything go wrong. Well, then I'm in the middle of streaming and my camera locks up. I'm like, son of a bitch. So I had to unplug it, plug it back in. Then I had to fight with OBS to get it to recognize it again without stopping the stream. I'm just like, this sucks. And then it did it the past couple nights. Then I come to find out, I was looking through some forums today of like, has anybody else been having this problem? Just the camera's like either slow to start, or it won't start, or it'll just completely freeze, and turns out that a lot of people, and I didn't even think of this either. If you're using a USB mic and you plug in this camera for the first time, it's going to want to take over the mic. So these two mics were battling the entire time.
I remember when we did the escape that we used to have to mute in the actual device manager the camera audio because it would do that. We would go to put on mics in there and everybody be like, "You guys sound distant in the room," and I'd be like, "Why is that?" And then it was picking up that camera audio.
Yep,
is what was happening. So I feel your pain there.
The problem with it was with OBS, I have it automatically hard set to pick up this mic. So this one's trying to be heard and this one's overpowering it. So needless to say, you get a driver conflict. Now they're pissed off and it locks up. So what I did, I just went into my sound settings and I basically disabled everything other than what I use. And that includes that camera, the camera's mic.
Yeah, you have to.
So
and after an update, it'll probably come back. Just be aware.
Yeah, that's what I gotta make sure I keep re-looking at that because now that I've done that, it's been freaking flawless. Well, plus I had to get a USB extension because unfortunately where I've got the camera and where my PC is, the cord's not long enough. So I'm like, oh, okay, well I had this little cheapy one, so I'm pretty sure that was not helping the situation at all. So I ordered a USB 3.0 one because that's pretty much all they were selling. It was $4, but fuck it, it works. So that came today, and so now we're up and running. I finally got the Logitech's actual software to run on this thing, and now you'll see next week I'm gonna be looking good, fat.
That's gonna be my weekend, is getting the rest of that shit going for Monday, because I want to make sure I might even do a test stream at some point tonight or tomorrow or Sunday. I'm not sure. Let's see, where is Eric? Well, he's currently in his quarters. He did show up down there earlier. He was messing with his computer earlier too. He finally upgraded to Windows 10 today after
on that old PC.
What year is it? 2021?
2021.
He's got a computer from 2008 that he's had.
Jesus
Thing still
Christ.
runs. It does what he needs it to do, I guess. But he takes good care of it. He vacuums it out. You know. I was asking him, I'm like, I'm surprised you've not had any hardware issues with this. It's going on like, 12, 13 years old now.
Every year or two, you just take the side off.
Well, that's what I love about this new PC is you don't even have to take the case off. There's like a little glass window. You just unscrew 4 like screws that don't even come out of it. You just untwist them.
Yeah.
And you just take off the little the glass window part, and you just take a vacuum in there and put it right back on.
I actually bought on Amazon. I bought a actual mini vacuum that blows like compressed air instead of buying those stupid damn compressed air cans, because you'll guarantee run out of at least 2 cans trying to clean out your computer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, you know what? I'll just paid $19 for it years ago, and it's been a friend ever since.
I've got something like that upstairs. It's like a little shop vac piece.
Yeah, it's
for
really like
electronic parts. Yeah,
it's really small, but it's got like different attachments so the wind will come out faster or slower, and yeah, it's a nice piece. I mean, it worked great. It's cleaned out this computer. And I know I'm making fun of Eric. I mean, shit, this thing's freaking 7 years old behind me.
I remember when that thing was, and you're, to be honest with you, you're probably going to be due for a build soon.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it. Within the next year or two, I'm definitely, because I'd like to stream in 1080. To really be honest with you, it's just right now this PC cannot handle 1080.
Well, now you know the boat I've been in for 5 or 6 years now.
Huh?
Now you know the boat I've been in for 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, look, building a PC is not cheap, but the way I look at it is, you either spend the money now, or this is why, like, when people try to do like the budget PC thing, look, it'll be good for like the first year, and then after that it's going to start to suck. Or you can pay maybe about $1,000, maybe $1,200 tops to build one, and it'll last you. I mean, like I said, when I built this thing, it was like top of the line. Then it was, it's got the GTX 980 in it. It's got the the Ivy Bridge Core i7.
Oh, and to be honest too, I mean, you were
it's only been running on 8 gig of memory.
I doubt you were even married when that thing was built.
No, I think it was a year before I was married.
Yeah, so you had money back then, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, I did. No, but I mean, yeah, eventually I do. But what I do is also like anybody else with PCs. You basically look and see what can you take out of it, so you don't have to buy it for the new one.
Yep.
I mean, but for the most part, I'll be stuck by. I mean, I'm going to get new memory, new case, memory. I might reuse the power supply because this is a 750 watt power supply I got. Might reuse that depending. I just got to get the processor and fan. Usually those come in with the single thing, and the video card. Well, in memory.
Dude, I loaded up. That thing has so much RGB in it right now. It's hilarious. Like that. My wife was like, "Oh man, that thing lights up colors. That's awesome." And it's got 3 fans or 2 fans in the front, 1 in the back, and they all light up like different colors and stuff. It looks really very neat.
Yeah.
But it was a bitch to install that too.
Why?
Because you have to it comes with like this weird splitter, like where you have to like. You've seen that Nerd episode where they're hooking up the that one thing in the Christmas episode? He's like, "What is that?" It's a wire squid. It's exactly what it looked like in there. And he's like, "You take this thing, you hook it up to here. You take this thing, you plug it into here." And it's like, of course, there's no instructions in the case that tell you where to plug this shit in. So I'm on their website trying to like find instructions. Their instructions are all pictures.
Yeah,
like
that's all
illustrated.
You need.
No, it's not all you need. They're like bad illustrations.
Oh.
So I had to go watch like 3 YouTube videos. Some Indian guy did a YouTube video, and I learned it from him.
I mean, I kind of did it the same way when I built this thing. I mean, yeah, this PC was the first one I ever built by myself. I mean, and yeah, it takes some time. It took me a whole day to get this thing together.
Oh, we're going on a week now on this one.
Well, that's just because you've had you didn't have like a brand new power. I mean, when I put this thing together, the things that were getting put into it were just bought. I mean, they weren't,
That was the
like you
only
didn't
part.
have.
That was the only part that I was reusing. Everything else was brand new. I even got a new keyboard. I got one of those mechanical keyboards that are RGB. Got an RGB mouse. I mean, every part of this thing is new. I wanted new everything when I did this. I'm like, if I'm gonna invest the money and do this,
Yeah.
like, and I've been collecting parts for this thing for, when did I do this? June or July? I was starting, I think. So
The last thing
this
you
was a
were held
6-month
up on was
endeavor.
the video card.
Yeah, the video. I'm still hung up on it. I'm not buying a video card right now in these trying times.
Oh no, what card do you have in there right now?
It's going to be a GTX. No, not a GTX. It's going to be a GT 1030 GeForce.
Oh shit, oh shit, yeah, no, that's a GTX.
It's one that's in my PC right now. It's shit, but
No, the 1030, that's better than my 980, dude. That thing will easily run everything. Really
it'll
well.
run things at 1080. But I mean, I'm not gonna get like PS4 Pro quality. I'll get like PS4 standard.
Well,
type graphics.
you can't do HDR on this,
which is
shit
fine.
anyway.
Which is fine. I don't care. Al will be
Or
playing.
can you do 4K?
Cannot do 4K and cannot do ray tracing. Al will be playing League before we know it on his new PC. No, I don't. I won't be touching that game. I will not be touching that game. I see what it does to people.
Yeah, I found out though, like I said, when it comes to building a PC, it's that old saying, pay me now or pay me later. Either you pay it all now, you don't have to worry about it for years on end, or you can pay a little and just nickel and dime yourself all the way through. I mean, either way, by the time you get done, if you buy a cheapy computer and put it together, eventually you're just going to be piecing out parts and putting new parts into it. And by the time you get rid of it, you'd have spent what you'd have spent if you bought it new.
I'm kind of glad in a way that I waited, especially on that processor, because I was gonna get that in November. No, I was gonna get that in September. And I remember that AMD announced that they were coming out with new processors in November.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, so here, this would be stupid because it was $199 back then.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, this is the one I wanted. And I'm like, well, this will be stupid. If I order this now, they'll come out with these new processors in November, and then these will go down in price because everybody's going to want the new ones. So I'm like, I'm just going to wait. So November came and went, and I don't remember if AMD delayed them or something, but like they didn't come out when they were supposed to. So I waited till December, and I pulled it up, and I'm like, all right, let's see. The thing, it went up from $199 to $279, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I am definitely not paying $279 for this old process. I mean, it was, when I say old, I'm like 2019 is I think when this one came out.
Yeah, it's the previous generation.
Yeah, it was the last gen process. So I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna wait. So last 2 weeks ago, I checked again.
I was there when you looked at it.
Yeah, I checked again, and it was down to $199, and I'm like, I'm ordering it right now. I had the money.
Yes.
I had Amazon cards I got for Christmas. I had the money I had for my birthday that someone already had saved. I'm like, I'm ordering it now. Let's just do it. And and I did it. What's up, Frogster? How you doing, man?
What's up, Frogster?
Good to see you. Happy New Year.
I can honestly say though, the next PC I build is going to have the AMDs because, man, Intel has just kind of gotten lazy.
AMD is I've learned a lot. Let me tell you.
Well, Intel at one point was kicking AMD's ass, but then they kind of sat back and AMD just blew past them.
Let me tell you what else I learned when I brought this processor, because I have never had this happen. I've traditionally bought Intel products up until now, but I've heard the Ryzen was cheaper and it was better performing. It's in all our consoles right now, so I'm like, okay, well, I'm just, it's probably
Ryzen's are just better all in all if you want to be a streamer or a gamer.
Well, it sold me, so I was like, I'm just gonna go AMD this time. I had AMD once and I didn't care for it. But that was
the last AMD I had was their K6 chips.
This was like, I think 2004 when last time I had an AMD, and I don't know, I just didn't care for it. Performance was bad.
Yeah, they weren't that great.
So this processor I bought, I put it on the motherboard. That was another thing I had to learn. Another few hours of research. that I had to comb through forums to find. Actually, I found this out on the Amazon page of my processor. I'm plugging, because again, I didn't have a video card picked out yet, so I'm like, I'm just going to use onboard until I get one. I'm plugging in the HDMI to it. I got no signal. I'm like, what is going on? I can hear the thing booting. Like, I hear the drives being accessed. I see the fans kicking on. I'm like, thing's booting.
Yeah.
By the way, this motherboard came with no speaker, so it's very jarring not to hear the beep when you turn it on,
Oh, the test beep? Yeah.
Yeah, normally they include a speaker.
Beep, yeah.
This motherboard did not. You got to buy it separate, so I was like, fuck it.
Well, usually they come with the case.
No, this case did not have it. I looked everywhere in this case. It's not there. Nor is it listed in the instructions. So,
damn.
So I'm still not getting any video. So I plug in like the white cable. I forgot what it's called. The white cable. You know what I mean?
No.
The big fat white cable. Like the white one with the 2 screws on the end of it.
Oh God, the EVGA cable.
Yes, EVGA. Thank you. I don't think it's EVGA. I think it's called something else. There's a VGA cable.
It's the VGA. I'm sorry, VGA.
No, VGA is blue. Anyway, it was the white cable I plugged in. We all know, if we say the white cable, we all know what I mean. Plugged it in, I got no video either. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Then I plugged in the blue VGA cable. Still nothing. I'm like, I'm getting no video. What is going on?
You're talking about the DVI
DVI,
cable.
thank you. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay, I'm with you.
So I'm combing through forums. I'm combing through everything. It turns out that these AMDs, unless they have G in the model number, G meaning graphics, they do not have onboard graphics.
Oh, wow.
You have to have a supplying video card.
That kind of makes sense because
lesson learned. So when you shop for yours, make sure you know that. Thank you, Phil. DVI.
I think most people what they're thinking is most people that are buying Ryzens are
getting video cards.
Streamers,
yes.
They're gonna have. No one uses onboard video cards for that shit.
But they make them though. They have a separate line.
Well, they do for people that don't want to have a video card or that aren't that much into that serious of gaming, Yeah. But then again, I just don't see,
So I go.
I don't think it makes it cheaper.
I go and I pull up my processor. I'm like, well, I'll just trade it for, because it was still $199 when this happened. I go, well, I'll just trade it for the G model. How much more could it be? $270, $269. I'm like,
yep.
No. I'll just find an old video card that I have laying in a drawer and I'll throw it in, and that's what I did. So
hey, it's a GTA. You got the GTX 1030, dude. That's a damn good card.
Yeah. Well, I'm robbing it from this old PC here. That's the one. The best thing. I'm robbing it after this is over. Actually, I think I'm gonna do that.
Is it that small form factor one, or is it?
It's a low profile one, but it converts. Like you can take the front plate off and you can make it a normal plate again, and then it becomes non-low profile.
Yeah, that should be able. Yeah, the 1080 should be able to do NVENC too. So it'll take when you do have the other PC running, use OBS to use NVENC, the newer version of it anyway, and it'll take a lot of stress off your processor. So like a lot of the processing work that would be to go to coding and stuff will go to the video card.
Yep.
Because obviously your capture card is going to be doing all the other work. So take the load off your processor. And that's what I've done with this thing. That's why it's been flawless. I can do transitions like from my big face on there to the other thing with no problem. The video card does all that.
TP Poker is here. Hello, friends. Hello, Poker.
TP Poker.
T to the P to the Poker. How you doing, buddy?
I'll be right back. We'll go grab one more beer.
Alrighty, you go grab that beer.
I will.
Yeah, we're just kind of catching up tonight with this show. Nothing special. I don't have any clips, unfortunately, because it was an odd week. Harmac was returning, although there should have been a bunch of Harmac clips because he was pissed the first couple of days. But there were no clips, unfortunately, that were taken from the streams this week. I don't have any quality Nia Jax jokes from Mr. TP Poker. We were going to talk a little bit of Cyberpunk 2077, but I don't know. I think the news is old at this point. I think it's been beaten with a stick, and I don't really know how much more can be talked about it other than just The whole release was a train wreck. It's been since pulled from the PlayStation Store. You cannot even buy it digitally. You can buy it on disc, I believe, in the stores. I believe it's still being sold on a disc, but every store chain has a return policy on it where even if you open it, you can take it back, I believe, unless they've changed that since then. There's been one patch, I believe, that's come out for stability, and it broke things even further. You had a save file that was over, I think, 8 megabyte, the game would crash. It's just been a complete and utter train wreck. And Sony, I've never seen this happen before, but they pulled it from the store. You cannot buy it digitally. It was one of the only games I've ever seen get pulled that wasn't over a license dispute, like PT or requested from the publisher. Armax's first night back, he was in a foul mood. We kind of covered that a little bit here a little bit ago. He was talking about his anger issues with he was having problems with his camera not working. There's the big man. Slipping back into that chair. With a beer. I don't even have a beer. No one's thrown out any bits tonight. I haven't had to drink anything. I have a beer sitting over there in the other room. But nobody threw out anything tonight.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's a chill night anyway.
Yeah. No
Everybody's
worries.
getting back into the
Swing of things.
Swing
man.
of things. Yeah, you know, we're just chilling.
Yeah.
I want to show you this new layout too. So before we were switching screens,
Yes.
whenever we had to show something on screen like a website,
Yeah.
no longer is that going to have to be, Harmech.
That will not be a thing.
That will not be a thing anymore, and I will tell you why. The magic of technology and this new layout.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. With a flick of a button.
Ooh.
Comes right on screen. I probably could adjust it a little bit here. But we no longer have to transition screens to pull up websites. Whoop. Oh, you know what?
That's pretty cool.
This is OBS, and you have to do everything ridiculously. There we go. Made it a little bit bigger.
Yeah, that works.
And then if I'm done with it, then I just turn it off.
Nice. That's the one thing I got to get is one of those stream decks.
Oh, I'm not using the Stream Deck. I'm just clicking on and off. But I do want a Stream Deck as well. That's a 2021 goal, I think, for me.
Yeah.
2020 was using anything I got from Twitch and putting it towards a PC, which I thank you guys. We made that happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not quite done yet. I'm hoping to have it done by Monday, but we made that happen in 2020. We got a PC for everything here, and 2021, we're going to kick things up even further. I guess we can kind of talk about what we did in 2020 and what we want to do in 2021.
Oh, yeah. Well, what did we do? Well, we started Slash Streams in 2020 pretty much. I mean, that's when it really took off.
It was about a year ago now since I started streaming nightly around a year ago at this time. Give or take a week. I think I waited like a week or two into the year to fully commit to it. I think I was like just doing it every once in a while. But about a year ago is when we went into full gear with this. Started. I didn't even want to use my original channel, my Omni Slash channel. I didn't want to use it, and I didn't want to use the Escape channel. I think we kind of briefly talked about that before, but So I started this new channel, and then from the entire course of the year, we ended off with 130 followers, which is right where I wanted to be. I said that at the beginning of September. I said, if I can end the year at 130, I'll be happy. And right now we're at 131, I believe.
I didn't say that, but I can honestly say this week was a hot week for me. I started this year with 111. You guys got me over to 121. I got 10 followers this week.
10 followers in a single week?
10 followers. Yeah, I can't believe it, but thank you guys so much. That's awesome. And I've got some new people coming in now, watching me totally screw up at MGS3, you know. Like last night, I was in the place trying to get the hell out of there, and kept getting lost. I couldn't find my way out. And I'm like checking out the map and stuff. I was like, oh God, I couldn't find it. It was like, it got to the point where it was like I was so lost. It got to the point of, you know what, fuck stealth. I'm just gonna kick everyone's ass because I can't find my way out. It's like if I knew where to go, I'd have probably been able to do the stealth thing. But you're trying to see where you're going. The map is a pain in the ass to read in that game, and you're got to watch out for guys that are kind of camouflaged. And my eyes ain't that great, so it's like, okay, I can't do all three of these. Look, if we want to get through this, I'm just gonna have to not go the way Kojima wanted me and be stealthy. I'm just gonna knock everybody out, so the game will just say, okay, keep going. It's just like. So yeah, that was last night was a lot of fun. The only night I really had a bad problem was freaking Tuesday.
Yeah, TP Poker mentioned that Harmac
Yeah,
first night back, he was in a foul ass mood.
TP, you got on. TP wasn't here for this. Hey, dude, the reason why, and I'll just make this quick. I'm gonna just sum up. I'm not gonna go through the whole story again. Just put it this way: had the new camera, got from Al for Christmas. It's a C920S, nice camera. Set it up way before I started streaming. Set it up. It was working great. Turned off the computer. Went, had dinner. Came back. Go to get on the speech chat that I do, and it won't let me log in. Apparently, during the 2 weeks and like maybe the beginning of the year, I don't know, they must have made a deal with Google. So now you need Google Drive to get on, which is fine. I have one. Wouldn't let me log in though on using Microsoft.
They say we're giving a summary version here. You told the story three times.
Sorry, using Microsoft Edge. So I had to use the Chrome one, which the voices suck. So I'm like, okay, fine. Load up the game, got the game running, got OBS up and running. Camera won't load. Son of a bitch. So unplug the camera, plug it back in. Camera loads. Yay, good, go. Switch over. My card is reading fine, but it won't pass through to my monitor. So I got to unplug the card, plug it in, restart OBS, start it back up. Good. Halfway through the stream, camera locks up again. It's just like, it was like anything that could go wrong that day went wrong, and it was just, I don't have the patience for stupid shit going wrong. I can deal with big stuff. It's the dumb stuff that shouldn't happen that happens that drive me nuts.
I was just mad because you got rid of the Mini-Mag voice. That was my old beef. You wrecked my 2021.
Dude, that voice is, for me, personally, it's annoying. I can't stand it. I know it's funny for you guys, but oh my God, it's annoying to me. I can't understand you guys too well with it, So, and I found this one that sounds a lot more like the PlayStation voice, and she sounds really realistic compared to even the last voice I had. Because they added new voices when they went with Google, which is kind of nice.
I want to see something here. I don't remember if I did this or not. I may or may not have taken a clip of the voices.
Yeah, I think you did. I know somebody took a clip.
Did I? Of course, it's going to load like ass on this machine until I get my new one. Let's see. Let's go to Harmac 1 here. I swear to God, I thought one of us took a... Del Griffith says it could be worse. It could be Skates' voice. Oof.
Oh. No, I won't torture you guys like that. No.
Has anybody said anything in your chat, Harmac?
I had Zed gave me 100 bits.
Oh, I see it now.
Did, I'm sorry.
100 biddies for you, you big sissy.
Yep. Thank you, Shale.
That was an hour ago.
Yeah.
I can't. Man, they change this all the time, and it's so annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where's your video section at? Like, why?
Yeah, that's kind of a weird setup.
No, they change it all the time.
I don't know where the videos are. I couldn't even tell you.
Let me try. Maybe it's this link here. Because when you're not streaming, like they show all your videos and stuff on one screen, but when you are streaming, it's different. Here,
I think it's because they want you to.
Popular clips. This one's from 23 days ago. Recent. I don't know. I thought I swear there was. See if I can sort it. Maybe
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly
top
don't know.
24 hours. Maybe. No clips. Top 7 days. Let's see. No, nothing. Maybe nobody did.
I swear somebody took a clip of something this week. I saw it when I was editing.
Here's Harmax PS Now session crashes. I don't think we've played this one yet. This one was funny. This is when you flipped out.
Yeah, because my internet just took a dump.
Oh, this is good.
This is all of a sudden they're losing it.
Sure. Let's watch it.
It's gonna close. Don't close. I can't see what I'm doing. No, don't close.
Hope you save.
Nope, I couldn't save. The fucking thing wouldn't let me. Well, guys, have a great night, because I am not going to do all that again tonight. Not doing it all again tonight. Not happening. No fucking way. I can't be held responsible for fucking PlayStation having a crap-ass fucking connection. That is not my problem.
I think it was your connection, because
sorry if that
you got cut off after this.
I do apologize, but I ain't going through all that crap again.
Doesn't the game stay open for a few if you get disconnected?
Yeah, it might have been. You know what? It could have been.
Apparently not. It's closing my last game session. So, no. Way to go, Sony, for the win.
LMAO.
Oh, well. We'll repeat.
I like that one. I am a fan of that one.
What killed me is, yeah, I mean, my internet for the past couple of months has been flawless, and just for some reason there was just this lag spike that came through and knocked me off. I'm like, son of a bitch. And the thing is you could see I was in the menu. Their thing is, you know, is they'll give you a warning that your upload speed's going to shit, or your download. Give you time to save. Well, no, it literally showed up and said you're going to be logged off in 10 seconds. I'm like, oh my god, I haven't saved yet. No shit, this game doesn't auto-save. So I'm like trying to get through the menus as fast as I can, and right before I get to the options menu to get to save, it ended my game. I'm like, I just went through 2 fucking bosses. I'm like, I'm not doing that again tonight. You know, it's like, son of a bitch. I was like, god damn it, you know.
We got some people here commenting. Let's see. Drink up. Dog Griffith wants to know if you drank for those bits that Shale Overfist donated.
No, I just noticed it now. Yeah, you gave me 100.
That was an hour ago, Harmax. So you better get to drink it. It was on you. So
no, it was on me. I admit it.
Yeah, there you go. You better get to drinking. It could be Naya's voice. It could be Naya's farts. It could be Naya's queefs. Boy was TP Poker making an impression on those new people last night.
Yeah.
That one guy goes, I like you, TP Poker, sort of. And then TP Poker wrote back, you're an alright guy too, sort of.
There was a fun night last night.
There was this whole sort of conversation going back and forth between these new guys.
They were fun though. They were a good time, man. I mean, they were rolling with the punches, and they were all like, you know, God, you guys are crazy. I like this. I'm like, yeah, well, you got to be crazy to like this thing. It's like, it was a good time. I'm looking forward to next week.
It was a good week to be back. Like it was tough streaming like the past week or two, because like, you know, you have people coming in all the time. Where's Harmac? Where's Harmac been? How's Harmac doing? Like, he'll be back. He's taking a vacation. I'm here. Let's talk.
Yeah. No, it's not all about me, guys. It's Al.
No, they were just inquiring. I never took it personally. I never took even offense to it. They just, people, after a week or so of you being gone, people were like, where's Harmac? People forget you're on vacation for 2 weeks at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's the holidays. I got traveling to do, dude. I that and streaming, I can't do it all. It's just by the time I swear to God, by the time I get done with Christmas, and because I have to go to 2 places for Christmas usually. It's usually my parents' house, then Ohio. And my parents are in Wisconsin, and then I got to go to Ohio. And then by the end of that whole thing, I'm dog ass tired. And then of course you got New Year's. You're not going to stream on New Year's. You're busy drinking. And so, you know what? I was like, I'll start on Tuesday and we'll be good to go. That's what I said when I went off. I'd be back on the 5th, and I sure as hell was. Even though everything was fucking up, I was there. I made the effort, you know, but now I've got everything all ironed out. I fixed it all today. So there'll be no more camera issues or anything. And if you've noticed, the camera's clearer now. I got it all fixed. Turns out that my computer was trying to make my camera the mic. And my mic that I'm using here was arguing with the camera and kept freaking things up. I don't know why it and it literally, dude, the camera literally changed my settings to make
We
it
talked
the
about
default
this.
microphone.
We talked about this.
I didn't know it did that.
Yes, we talked about this. While you were out, we had viewer request week, which went pretty well.
Yeah, I was watching some of that when I had the time. Yeah, I was watching some of that.
Atari night went about as good as it could be.
There's only so much you can get out of an Atari game, but they're still fun.
We good old DM was in there. We played about I don't know. I think we went through about 30 Atari games.
Oh, that was awesome. You had to have played like Breakout and shit like that.
We played all the popular ones. We played some. Of course, Del Griffith comes in there and he wants us to play Custard's Revenge. It's like, Del Griffith, if you get me kicked off Twitch, this one's on you. So we played.
Beat him and eat him.
I think he wanted to play. I don't remember if we put Beat 'em and Eat 'em on or not, but I had it. So we did that. That was night 1. Night 2 was a request from Frogster, and that was The Grinch on Dreamcast, which was
How was it?
a convoluted mess.
Really? That good, huh?
It's a kid's game, and they don't tell you anything. Like, it's like, I'm an adult playing this kid's game, and I can't even, like, figure out any, like, some guy came in, blew my mind. A guy came in there that played this game. He's like, man, I haven't seen this game in, like, 10 years. I played through this when I was, like, a kid. And I'm like, great, tell me where to go. He's like, oh, I don't remember. This game is confusing as all hell. But he was entertained by watching me trying to figure it out. So that was night 2. We played an hour and a half of The Grinch and didn't even make it out of the first stage. It was that.
That's good.
It was that bad. Night 3 was Rocket League Frosty Fest. That's when the computer in here started going haywire, and we were getting like 15 frames a second. That was the night you came up.
That day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would come up that night.
I was watching that, man. That was so bad. Your poor computer was struggling so hard with it.
I swear I've streamed Rocket League in the past on this thing, and we
but
did
it was
not have that problem.
because it was like, yeah, it was weird. It was like it was echoing and everything. Like the people talking were echoing.
I have not a clue.
It was like I said, it was just like one of the night I had on Tuesday. Anything that's gonna go wrong went wrong.
Yep, not a clue.
You know? Yeah, and for no reason. You just have no idea it's gonna happen. It just does, and now you're in the middle of streaming. What do you do? You know, the last thing you want to do, and this is why I hate when, like, if the internet crashes or something happens with OBS where I have to end the stream. It's like, no, you don't want to end the stream. That's the last thing you want to do, because then all those people that are watching won't wait. They'll just leave. You know, they'll eventually come back, but then by that point you're almost done for the night. So
true.
Like,
so what is your plans for 2021? Like, what is your goals for 2021 with your stream? What are you wanting to play in 2021? Give us a sneak peek of what we can expect this year from Harmac 1.
Well, this year I'm planning on probably doing Last of Us 2. Gonna be doing I think I have Resident Evil 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is, yeah. Yeah, Resident Evil 3. Gonna play through that. God of War. Gonna do that. Might do, now I haven't decided yet, but I may do MGS 4 and 5. I may do those because I'm kind of getting into the Metal Gears games. You know, the stories, like I said, the
5 would take you a long time. That game is practically open world.
Well, that'd be a lot like the Death Stranding was. Yeah, that was a long game.
Yeah, it's very long.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people say that they're both really good games. I mean, I can't. I'm sure the controls are more of what I'm used to compared to, unfortunately, the old school controls. But yeah, that's kind of, and then whatever else comes along. But those are like the major ones I'm doing. I think those will probably take me at least most of the year. You know, if not a little less, and then see where we go from there. And then the other thing I plan on doing is this desk I'm on here. I'm planning on moving it more away from this freaking wall because I'm like right on top of it. If you can't tell,
I think it's a nice backdrop. Personally, I like
it
it.
is.
I think it's pretty
It
neat.
is, but I'm like crushed in here, so it's like I want to slide it up. So because what I want to do is then I can like hang some stuff on the wall behind me that the camera will be able to see, stuff like that, and then possibly get like some background lighting just to make it look a little bit more, not necessarily professional, but more fun. Because like I'm looking at you, you got a nice background behind you. Me, I'm stuck like right on a wall, like I'm a weatherman.
Well, this won't be here next week. Like I'm moving back over there next week.
Well, you're going back to the old desk.
Going back to the old desk because it's easier for me to hook my consoles out there up to it. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a shame.
I mean, I wish I could do it from here. I mean, like the only problem in here is that the screen is, while I can see it fine, there's a screen on the wall. It's 32 inches. It's a little small. Like and plus, like a lot of these games that I'm wanting to get to this year, I have to experience them in 4K. Like Ghost of Tsushima, I'm gonna find a way to split the stream off to where I can still play with the 4K HDR on. I'm looking away into that right now, but
that's not. I don't know if that's possible, dude.
They do make. It's 4K 60, not 120 splitters. I don't know. I have not seen a 120 splitter yet. I'm looking into it though, but we'll see. I haven't totally. I'm most likely gonna be out there.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I like the backdrop, but like I said, once again, you got a nice open space behind you.
I do like this. I like this couch. I like this room. I wouldn't mind being in here if I had an alternative way to do this.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But like I said, I mean, you look behind me, it's all bare. There's not. I'd like to have stuff here, and I got stuff. I've got like a beer clock, and I want to get that thing that your sister made. That'd be kind of cool, and stuff like that. Get stuff behind me, but I got to move this desk away from the wall, so that's probably what I'm planning on doing. And then I can put like those different colored LED spots that sit on the floor just to shine up the wall, which would be kind of neat. And I think it'd be nice. It'll look good in the long run.
Is the new Super Mario 3D World game coming out next month open world? No, it is, but it isn't. It's a stage-based Mario game, but each of the stages are kind of open world. Like each stage has its, I think Mario 64, where everything has its own world per se in the area you're in. It's kind of like that, but the overworld, there's an overworld stage, and you keep going to different levels. It's open world, but it's not. It's not like Mario Galaxy is a bit more open world than that one is, but it's fun. Highly recommend it. Is it similar to Odyssey? Yes.
What do you plan on doing this year, dude?
Well, here, I'll pick that up after I read what Del Griffith said. I'd like to see one of you play a Splinter Cell game. Maybe. I don't know. Del Griffith gave me a couple of really good choices last year. Matter of fact, they're now on my shelf right here. I'm waiting for him to take them home. I played Condemned last year, and that turned out to be a really good game. I don't know. I need to dig into my PS4 backlog more. I spent a lot of last year going so far outside the box. Like Zelda took up probably 4 months out of the year. I really enjoyed that. I really loved playing the time I had with the Zelda games.
Yeah.
Beating Zelda 2 was one of my biggest achievements in gaming, period. And then I would put Zelda 64 up there too, because I have had that on my list since 98 when it came out. I finally did it. So I don't regret spending the amount of time I spent on those games. But meanwhile, my PS4 backlog continued to climb. And so I think this year I want to focus on busting out some of that PS4 backlog. So I've already started with Ghost of Tsushima. I have other stuff I want to do on the PS4. Final Fantasy VIII, I might want to try to get to soon. Yeah, that'll be a platinum stream.
Oh, good luck with that.
I'm gonna do it. There's other. I have to go through my list. I have so many games just in shrink wrap still, and plus you got to figure there'll be stuff coming out on PS5 that I'll probably want to stream at some point too.
Well, like for example, when I eventually do get the PS5, obviously I'll be just playing hopefully when I get it, they'll have it patched up where you can play your PS4 games through it.
You can now.
You can't. What, your digital stuff? No,
Yeah.
I guess you can. Yeah,
That's how I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima.
but I thought you couldn't hook up your external drive to it.
You can just be careful when you're doing it. I think they got the rest mode thing fixed. I haven't heard anything about that lately. People stopped complaining. Yeah. But I mean, look, just do the obvious. When you're done with the drive, eject it. Don't just pull it out of the port. Eject the drive. Pretend it's Windows.
Yeah.
Then take it back to your PS4. I have not even removed my hard drive from my PS4. It's still sitting on there. I go and if I want a PS4 game I want to play on it, I just go up and download it.
That's probably what I'll do too. But
I delete them when I'm done. I just remove them when I'm done off the PS5. If I really want to play them that bad, I'll just fire up the PS4. It's in the same room. You know.
Yeah, I'm probably going to try a game that's probably you guys are going to notice. I probably will be the only one I'll never finish, and that'll be probably Dark Souls. That'll be
interesting. That'll be fucking interesting.
I'm a sucker for the Dark Souls games and the Bloodborne games because I think they're done well. The stories are awesome and the gameplay's awesome, but I suck at them. I suck at them so bad, but they're so fun. But it's like, I mean, obviously, if it's just me, I'll keep retrying it over and over again, get better at it and stuff like that. But you can't do that on a stream. People don't want to see the same shit over and over and over and over again.
Well, I mean, it depends. If people tune into a Dark Souls stream, I think they're going to expect that. You got to remember, like you've been playing Metal Gear right now. You've been drawing in people specifically coming in for Metal Gear.
Well, it's because I've put up there. I've never played it before.
I mean, you got to, and think last night too. Somebody watched you for a half an hour feed a guy in a prison cell to get a trophy or something. Remember, you did that for about a half an hour.
Yeah, no, he did it. Yeah, he said to do it for a reason.
Yeah, well,
there's two ways. I guess I found out. The one way I was going to do, I found out online that you can fake your death. He comes in, you take the revive pill, knock him out, and leave. Or you can stay on his good side, and eventually, when he shows you the picture of his family, on the back of it is the frequency to unlock the gate. So then you spray, knock him out, and then leave the gate. And so I was like, I didn't know you could do that. I thought that was really cool.
Oh, again, that's the people that are coming in for that. Is the people. I mean, you have to think about what you're streaming. I think if you're streaming Dark Souls, people are going to expect to see a lot of deaths. I wouldn't worry about that, to be honest with you.
Oh, I guarantee you, with Dark Souls, you're going to see a lot of deaths. Yeah. Oh man,
I wouldn't even worry about it.
I've always loved because that's another From Software game, if I'm not mistaken. And I mean, I've always liked their games. I really have, but their games are all based on timing, which I kind of like. I mean, it makes you feel part of the game. I like it, but it's just also at the same time as I suck at it. But it's their story is just so damn compelling. It's just like I want to get past this. I want to see where this goes. I mean, with Bloodborne, I got pretty damn far in that game. And then of course, unfortunately, I never streamed Bloodborne, but I got like a little bit past the halfway point of the game, but then I got sidetracked and never picked it up again.
Yep.
Now I'm probably rusty as hell at it. I don't even remember how to play it, but
good old DM says, sorry, just got on. I like the new setup. Yeah, we kind of, for season 2 of State of the Streams, we kind of changed things up a little bit. Now we don't have to transition screens to get to a web browser.
There you go.
It's right there. All we have to do is turn that little ditty on right there. Polls are the same way if we do them. We just turn the poll on. Let's see here. Death Stranding in my future? I would like to get to it. I don't know if I want to do it right now because Harmac literally just spent 2 months on it. Like,
it's a long game.
Yeah, I mean, like, do you really want to see?
Don't be fooled by the fucking ending either.
Yeah, I mean, and then I got that 2-hour ending to look forward to. So, yeah, I don't know much about the game. Even though I had Harmac on while he was streaming it, I purposely did not pay much attention. So it would be a new experience for me, but I don't know if I want to play it right now. I may wait maybe till the end of the year to do that, but it is in my backlog. So I am focusing on PS4 more this year than I did last year, and probably some Xbox titles that come on Game Pass since I have an Xbox One S. I might focus on a few of those that are, because I don't have to pay for them. What about NASCAR Heat? Did you finish that? Harmac, I'll let you answer that one.
No, I did not. That was just I think that was just for what the hell was the reason that we were doing that for a couple nights?
You needed a filler game before you started your next one?
Yes, that's right. Yes.
And Del Griffith kept saying, please play NASCAR Heat.
Yeah, that's because that broken ass PS Now app on the PC, oh my god, it's glitchy as hell. And for some reason, I remember we were in the middle of playing what was it? Uncharted, not Uncharted, I'm wrong. It was Infamous 2. And all of a sudden the game just said it closed and started up NASCAR Heat for no freaking reason. And I was just like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And of course then it stuck. So I played it. I mean, it's an okay game, but the game is kind of monotonous though. It's just the same thing over and over again. But it was fun. But I think my biggest achievement last year though that I'm really proud of, there's two that I'm really proud of. The game that I had been avoiding forever just because it didn't appeal to me, and I originally thought it was a first-person shooter, was the BioShock series. I was really happy I beat those, and obviously before the end of the year, I was actually for the first time in my life played an actual Metal Gear game all the way through, and that was amazing. And I'm enjoying this one too, so it kind of makes me look forward to 4 and 5, really. Even though I know they are going to be longer because they're newer games.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the longevity doesn't bother me as long as, the story's good. It doesn't get stale. I'm fine with it.
Yeah. And, like I mentioned, I have a plan of attack that I want to get to this year. I want to, I'm going to be adding a few things to the streams. I don't know. We're going to I'm going to change some things up. Time will probably be the same. I may add some things. We may start taking intermissions at some point where we just chat like we do here a little bit. I'm kicking some things around for what I want to do once I get my computer up here, which I'm hoping to finish this weekend. But that's just my plan, though. If I got somebody that comes along and says, hey, can you play this game? Like Del Griffith did a couple times last year. I may go, okay, well, I've never played this before. Let's give it a shot. And then I find a couple of games that I really enjoyed. Those Condemned games were fantastic.
Wasn't it Del that also told me to do BioShock, or was that you? Oh, that might have been you.
It was both of us. I would say both of us. The Metal Gear Solid 2 was definitely more me.
Yeah.
Which
was you.
Yeah, but BioShock was the Del Griffith. And I think Death Stranding, did he not get that for you for Christmas last year?
No. I got that. No. He had me do. I
know he got it for me for Christmas last year.
Yeah, no, I downloaded that one because it was a good deal for it.
Yeah.
The ones that he had me do were the 3 Batmans. Those were,
oh yeah, that's right. He was responsible for the Batman titles. That's right. That's right.
And you were responsible for the Uncharted and the Days Gone. So
that's right.
Damn Days Gone. Damn.
Days Gone is actually in my backlog too, which is funny because like Scales, he's not here to even, and I wish he was here, but Scales
he backs it up what I'm saying.
Scales did he did like a Days Gone Revisited, where he's like, I want to see if I have the same issues as Harmac with that bear.
He did.
He had issues with the bear, but the other stuff you were complaining about, he said he did not have any problems with.
No, he even commented the motorcycle it's laggy as hell, and he did say that the other thing is that the item wheel that you have to bring up to like choose your weapons, it's way too touchy. So it's like you go to choose one thing and it chooses something else, and you didn't even realize it. So it's like the wheel should have had the lag that the bike does, and the bike should have had the speediness that the wheel does. It's like they screwed it up. I mean, the bear thing is just all on me. I'm not very good at combat shit, but that bike, I'm good at driving games, man, and I've done motorcycle games, and this thing just lags all to hell. So I don't know. Other than that, freaking story was awesome though. I really liked that. Just unfortunately, just a little bit of the controls are what kind of killed it for me.
Thank you.
It was still a good game though. I'd still patience. It to people.
Hey,
the pace.
We got a new follower. Thank you, WearTag, for the follow.
WearTag,
Appreciate
thank you
that.
so much.
Appreciate the follow, man.
Awesome.
That's a good way to kick off the new year. Another follow.
There you go. That's right. Awesome.
We love reaching new people here.
Yeah. That's what my goal always is. You want to watch somebody fail a lot. That's me. Have fun, because I mean, I'm just not one of those guys that's going to play a game I've played hundreds of times before and then look really cool on a stream. No. The majority of the games I've played are ones I haven't played before, so you're going to see a lot of screw ups, and you're going to see me miss a lot of stuff, which will probably make you, if you've played a game before that I'm playing, you're pulling out your hair. No, you're missing it. No, go back. So, but that's what makes it fun, I think. Makes it real. We've all been there. We've all played a game for the first time and, really went, oh man, I should have done that,
But yeah,
why not do it on stream?
That's kind of like what I'm looking at this year, though. I have a plan set out in front of me, and like I had last year, I had a plan as well. And sometimes things would come up, and I would take on new games and just say, "Oh well, I'll see how this goes." I did not anticipate hitting up 5 Zelda games last year. I actually had only intended on doing. I think it was just Link's Awakening was the remake. That was the only one I was gonna do. And then I think Shale was like, "Oh, now you got to go. Now you got to play the original." And I'm like, "Do I?" No, I said something about playing Zelda 2. Somebody, it was Del Griffith. Del Griffith had joked about. He joked about playing Zelda 2. He's like, "Now you got to beat Zelda 2." I'm like, "Okay." And then Shell was like, "Well, you got to play the original before 2." So I'm like, "Okay." So I played the original, finished it. I thought Zelda 2 was going to be the first game I step away from and go, not going to finish this one. But I did. And then I was like so like hyped. I'm like, well, let's do A Link to the Past now. Did that one because I haven't played that one in forever. And then I'm like, Ocarina of Time, here's looking at you, kid.
There you go.
I don't know if I'll do any Zelda in 2021. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of Zelda games out there I still want to play, but I don't know if I'll get to any of them this year. We'll see. We'll see.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. We got a lot of new things lined up for the year. If you're new here, we stream Monday through Fridays from 8:30 till about 12 midnight, unless Harmac gets stuck.
Or 12:30.
Sometimes 12:30.
Well, like this past week, I've been going till almost then because fucking Kojima games.
I stream 8:30 to 10 typically, and then Harmac picks up right after. We raid into each other at the end of that, and then Harmac takes right over. So if you start here on Slash Streams Live, you'll end here with Harmac. So you basically have a 4-hour or so block almost of streaming content. And even if you tune in before me and you link up with Scales 175, that dude's on all the time. So you can practically.
Oh, that dude doesn't sleep.
And he's not even here for me to promote. I don't know what he's doing.
Probably because I think he finally fell asleep.
Maybe he did fall asleep. I don't know. Maybe he forgot we were coming back tonight. I don't know. It has been a month since we've been on.
That is true. Because I know he was on there. He was on my stream last night.
Yeah, so. He comes around. He made a comment. He said the end of the world is coming.
Yeah.
We called that poor kid on New Year's, by the way, too. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Oh man.
Harmac and I drunked out. Oh no, was it on New Year's or was it on
that was on Christmas.
It was on Christmas.
Yeah, it was like it was freaking like almost 5 or 6 in the morning for him.
I wasn't worried about waking him up. Like I'm like, this dude's always up. He'll just answer the phone and he's like, "Hello?" And I'm like, "Hey, Scales."
Yeah. He's awake.
How you doing, Scale? And then Harmac goes on to talk to him for like 25 minutes. Harmac was
Man.
drunk chatty Cathy.
Oh man. Well, I was all hyped up. I beat you in NBA Jam. One game.
That's right. Harmac figured out how to play NBA Jam. Or
For
NBA
the
Hang
first time. I
Time.
never played it before. Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that.
So I was like, I was riding on cloud nine, man. I was drunk and I was stoked.
You were on Cloud 9. I was 3 sheets to the wind, and that's why you beat me.
Dude, I don't even remember going to bed that night.
that was crazy.
Oof, man. I mean, dude, we ran out of beer. We were literally drinking your seltzers at one point.
I remember that.
Yeah, we had completely run out of beer. We went. Oh man, I don't even know how much we went through. But it was going down good, man. I slept good. The drive home wasn't all that great, but it slept good.
It's to be expected.
Oh yeah.
And well, all right. So I guess next week, as we're back, we're gonna be back for a while here now. So
Oh yeah, the holidays are over. The only thing you'd probably see is if we end up going on like a vacation or something during the summer. But that's
summer, there might be a little bit of a break. We are talking about if this COVID thing gets any better this year, we may be planning a summer trip. But
we'll let you guys know. But I mean, it's not going to be for a while.
In terms of Fridays, though, we're back.
We're back.
We're gonna get back to normal things next week. We'll do our LOV Eric segment where we call him, see where he's at.
Guys, if you're watching any of our streams and you see something funny, please take some clips. We'd like to play them on this show.
Any clips that are taken during the week.
I could, but
I usually do that too, but any clips that are taken during the week, we go back, we review them, and we play them on the stream here. So you can always do that. LOV Eric, by the way, I'll just throw this out for anybody. He is going to play Dungeons and Dragons tomorrow.
The board game? Yeah.
Yes. So if you have any questions for him about that next week, a Slash Streams vacation. Yeah. We're talking about it.
Yeah.
We're talking about a potential trip
We've been talking about it for
We've been trying to get back to Outer Banks, I think, for about 3 years now, and
it's been longer than that.
Hasn't panned out.
It's been about let me think.
2012. When was that hurricane that went through there?
Yeah, no. So it was literally 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I've had
we got evacuated.
Had my Jeep for 4 years and didn't buy it until almost 2 years after Outer Banks. So I had the Prius back then.
Yep.
So yeah, it's longer than you think. I couldn't believe it too. Now that I'm thinking about it, damn. We've been trying though, but I mean, life gets in the way and shit. And then we were going to go this year, and then oh, guess what? Everyone's going to get sick if you do. So no.
Yeah, we kind of veered away from that in 2020, but maybe if things get better in 2021, maybe.
Yeah, the possibilities there.
Maybe we'll see about that.
Obviously, at the end of next year, I'll be doing my 2-week off thing. But other than that, if it's not summer, most of the time I'll pretty much be here. Because gotta freaking work. So.
State of the stream wise, though, I think we should have at least a solid few weeks back to back where we can get back in the groove of things here.
Oh yeah, we'll be doing state of the streams all the way up until President's Day weekend in February.
We got a lot of topics to talk about. I think we should really dive into this cyberpunk thing maybe next week.
Yes.
I want to try to get some clips like that we can show.
You can show any clip that you want.
I wanted to go through this one YouTuber's video that he put together all this crap that happened to him, but he monetized the video, and I don't know if it could be taking views away from him. So I think I'll just get some individual clips.
You can actually probably email him and ask him if it's cool if you could play it.
Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. But I think I want to dive deeper into that one, and then whatever else comes our way, we'll talk about it. And as always, we always do. Let's talk about whatever you guys want to talk about.
Yep.
We will also talk about. I know it's been a little bit quiet tonight, but normally this is a rowdy chat. So if you guys want to talk about anything, shout out the topic. We'll talk about it.
Yep.
I do want to throw this out there as well. Over the break, we did have the Escape Show reunited because there was a rumor going around from Mr. Yorkshire that I guess me and Mike hated each other. So we reunited for one night for an Escape Show Christmas special. You can watch that on demand right now on the Slash Streams Twitch channel. It'll also be on YouTube soon. I don't know if there's a point of posting on YouTube right now. Christmas is over, except if you're back here. But
yeah.
But yeah, you can watch that on demand. It was all sorts of. We did our holiday shoppers guide. It was really funny. That was a terrible week for me, but I really needed that. So,
That made you feel better at least.
It definitely did. It was nice reuniting with Mike to do the show. So, and we talked about, you know, there may be other specials that come back with that coming up later this year. Be of course nights when we don't do this. So, you can always count on that.
Yeah.
And I think that's it for tonight. We're right at the 2-hour mark. So.
All right, well, make sure you guys, definitely tune in to Al here on Slash Streams Live on Monday, and then tune into and if you don't, if you're got to work or whatever, well, make sure you come over to Harmag 1, watch me fail at MGS3. we're slowly getting through it.
Really quickly, some subscriber shout-outs. We've got, of course, we've got Scales175. Thank you for your subscription. We've got Yorkshire Gaming. He's been subscribing since day one. Thank you, Evil. And we've got UNC Phil, I believe, is the 3rd subscriber. Thank you, Phil. And I want to say TP Poker. I don't know if he renewed.
He renewed on mine. Well, thank you, TP.
He may have. I have to check my logs here and see.
I don't know how to check mine. I'd think other people.
I think that was the 4 that subscribe currently. So thank you guys. Much appreciated.
You'll have to show me how to do that so I know how to thank people. I have no clue how to do that.
We like it when you follow. We like it when you donate bits. It helps us. It helps us out. It keeps us going. The subscriptions definitely.
It also lets us know that we're doing a good job too. That you guys appreciate it, and that's cool.
Yep. All right, guys. That's gonna be it for us. Let me cue up the.
Keep it low so I can hear you.
Swanky music. Come on. God, this thing really lags. There we go. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this week. We'll be back next Friday. Oh, Evil's still talking. I didn't know he was still in there. You have a good night too, Evil. Thanks, guys, for watching. See you next week on Monday.
All right, guys, good night.